The law on local government. The concept of public corporations. It is one that is created by the state either by general or special act for the purpose of administration of local government or rendering service for public interest. GOCC refers to any agency organized as a stock or non-stock corporation vested with functions relating to public needs, whether governmental or proprietary in nature, and owned by the government of the Republic of the Philippines directly through its instrumentalities, either wholly or where applicable, as in the case of stock corporation, to the extent of at least 51% of its capital stock. Corporate powers of the local government units. 1. To sue and be sued. Under Section 22 of the Local Government Code, all local government units may be sued. Congressional consent to be sued is granted. An LGU, being a political body corporate, has a capacity to sue and be sued, but suability does not imply liability. Liability is determined by the applicable law and established facts. Consent to be sued waives the state's immunity from suit but doesn't concede liability. It allows the plaintiff to prove liability, if any. The LGU's legal officer represents it as counsel in civil and special proceedings. The power to acquire and sell property. The municipality owns property in public and governmental capacities, subject to Congress' absolute control. In its private or proprietary capacity, it's patrimonial and Congress has no absolute control. Public property includes assets used for governmental purposes like local administration, public education, and health. The subdivision and sale of communal land by congressional authorization do not violate due process or eminent domain provisions. LGUs hold property in trust for the state, regardless of its source or classification, except for those acquired with their own funds. The power to enter into contracts. Whether a Sangguniang authorization separate from the appropriation ordinance is required depends on the case's circumstances. The appropriation ordinance must be referred to for determination if needed. Ultra Vires Act. Every LGU derives its legislative authority from Congress and cannot exceed this authority. Ultra Vires Acts which go beyond the scope of this authority are void, and examples include leasing portions of public streets which are outside the commerce of man. Any contract running against existing laws as LGU authority is derived from valid delegation from Congress. The enactment of ordinance for flea markets, subject to compliance with Section 21 of the Local Government Code, allows for the regulation of public places where goods are sold. Municipal corporation elements, legal creation or incorporation. The law creating or authorizing the creation of incorporation of a municipal corporation. Corporate name, the name by which the corporation shall be known. Inhabitants, the people residing in the territory of the corporation, and territory, the landmass where the inhabitants reside together with the internal and external waters and the airspace above the land and waters. Nature and functions. Every local government unit created or organized under this code is a body politic and corporate endowed with powers to be exercised by it in conformity with law. As such, it shall exercise powers as political subdivision of the national government and as a corporate entity representing the inhabitants of its territory. Accordingly, it has a dual function, namely public or governmental. It acts as an agent of the state for the government of the territory and the inhabitants. Private or proprietary. It acts as an agent of the community in the administration of local affairs. As such, it acts as a separate entity for its own purposes and not as a subdivision of the state. Requisites for creation, conversion, division, or merger of local government units. Petition to be filed by the residents. Commencement to be made by the City Council. Compliance with the indicators, namely income, population, and land area. Sponsorship or law to be made in the halls of Congress. Comment from the Land Management Bureau, Department of Finance, and the Philippine Statistics Authority. The conduct of a plebiscite to be done 120 days from the creation of the LGU, and the election of its officers, and finally the oath-taking of all the winning candidates. Indicators: Income. It must be sufficient based on the acceptable standards to provide for all essential government facilities and services and special functions commensurate with the size of its population, as expected of the LGU concerned. Population. It should be determined as the total number of inhabitants within the territorial jurisdiction of the LGU concerned. And land area. It must be contiguous unless it comprises of two or more islands or is separated by an LGU independent of the other property, identified by metes and bounds with technical description, and sufficient to provide for such basic services and facilities to meet the requirements of its populace. Division and merger. It shall comply with the same requirements provided that such division shall not reduce the income, population, or land area of the local government unit or units concerned to less than the minimum requirements prescribed, provided further that the income classification of the original local government unit or units shall not fall below its current classification prior to such division. Dissolution and abolition. A local government unit may be abolished when its income, population, or land area has been irreversibly reduced to less than the minimum standards prescribed for its creation, as certified by the national agencies mentioned. The law or ordinance abolishing a local government unit shall specify the province, city, municipality, or barangay with which the local government unit sought to be abolished will be incorporated or merged. The principle of local autonomy. It is the decentralization of administration or deconcentration of the process of delegating functions from the central government to lower levels or field or regional units. Decentralization of power or devolution. Devolution is the act by which the national government confers power and authority upon the various local government units to perform specific functions and responsibilities. Essentially, it is the transfer of power for the performance of certain functions from the national or central authorities to the lower levels of governance, such as local governments. The principle of local autonomy under 1987 Constitution simply means decentralization. The local fiscal autonomy. The 1987 Constitution under Article 10, Section 5 provides, each local government unit shall have the power to create its own sources of revenues and to levy taxes, fees, and charges subject to such guidelines and limitations as the Congress may provide, consistent with the basic policy of local autonomy. Such taxes, fees, and charges shall accrue exclusively to the local governments. Fiscal autonomy and self-reliance. In order to fully secure the LGUs, the genuine and meaningful autonomy that would develop them into self-reliant communities and effective partners in the attainment of national goals, Section 17 of the LGC vested upon the LGUs the duties and functions pertaining to the delivery of basic services and facilities. Paragraph 3, Paragraph C of the same provision provides a categorical exception of cases involving nationally funded projects, facilities, programs, and services. The autonomous regions and their relation to the national government. The Local Government Code Section 15 provides special laws on regional autonomy. The Congress enacts special laws for the purpose of establishing autonomous regions in Muslim Mindanao and Cordilleras consistent with the principle of this Constitution and national sovereignty as well as the territorial integrity of the Republic of the Philippines. 1987 Constitution, Article 10, Section 15 provides that there shall be created autonomous regions in Muslim Mindanao and in the Cordilleras consisting of the provinces, cities, municipalities, and geographical areas sharing common and distinctive historical and cultural heritage, economic and social structures, and other relevant characteristics within the framework of this Constitution and the national sovereignty as well as territorial integrity of the Republic of the Philippines. The autonomous regions must consist of provinces, cities, municipalities, and geographical areas sharing common and distinctive historical and cultural heritage, economic and social structures, and other relevant characteristics. The local government unit's powers. Its sources of power is from the 1987 Constitution, the Local Government Code and Special Laws, the Charter of LGU. Four categories of powers exercised by LGUs: powers expressly granted, powers necessarily implied therefrom, powers necessary, appropriate, or incidental for efficient and effective governance, and the powers essential to the promotion of general welfare. The police power and general welfare. Local Government Code Section 16 provides general welfare. Every local government unit shall exercise the powers expressly granted, those necessarily implied therefrom, as well as powers necessary, appropriate, or incidental for its efficient and effective governance, and those which are essentially to the promotion of the general welfare. Within their respective territorial jurisdictions, local government units shall ensure and support, among other things, the preservation and enrichment of culture, promote health and safety, enhance the right of the people to a balanced ecology, encourage and support the development of appropriate and self-reliant scientific and technological capabilities, improve public morals, enhance economic prosperity and social justice, promote full employment among their residents, maintain peace and order, and preserve the comfort and convenience of their inhabitants. The power of eminent domain. It refers to the right of the government or its agent to expropriate private property for public use in exchange of just compensation. The local government units have no inherent power of eminent domain. Local governments can exercise such power only when expressly authorized by the legislature. By virtue of the Local Government Code, the Congress conferred upon local government units this power to expropriate. What are the requisites for a valid exercise of the power of eminent domain? An ordinance is enacted by the local legislative council, authorizing the local chief executive on behalf of the LGU to exercise the power of eminent domain or pursue expropriation proceeding over a particular private property. The LGU cannot authorize an expropriation of a private property through a mere resolution of its lawmaking body, because a resolution will not suffice, as it is a mere declaration of the sentiment or opinion of the lawmaking body on a specific matter that is temporary in nature. Second, it must be for public use, purpose, or welfare, or for the benefit of the poor or landless. Property already devoted for public use may not be taken again for another public use. Third, there must be payment of just compensation, and just compensation is defined as the full and fair equivalent of the property taken from its owner by the expropriator. The measure is not the taker's gain, but the owner's loss. It is upon the payment of just compensation to determine as to the date of taking of the property or the filing of the complaint, whichever came first. And fourth, a valid or definite offer has been previously made to the owner of the property sought to be expropriated, but the said offer was not accepted. The prevailing rate of interest for just compensation is 6% per annum, effective from June 1, 2013, according to BSP Circular Number 799. Just compensation necessitates prompt payment with interest running on the unpaid portion until full compensation is made. Payment requirements under RA 8974. This mandates the government to make payments in two stages: an initial deposit upon filing the complaint, and the balance determined by the court upon finality of the decision. The taxing power of the local government. It is the nature of the power of taxation of LGUs. Although the power to tax is inherent in the state, the same is not true for LGUs, to whom the power must be delegated by Congress and must be exercised within the guidelines and limitations that the Congress may provide. The main sources of revenues of LGUs are taxes, fees, and charges, internal revenue allotment or its just share in the national taxes, which shall be automatically released to them. Note that the current sharing is 40% local and 60% national, so the share cannot be reduced except if there is an unmanageable public sector deficit. And equitable share in the proceeds of the utilization and development of the national wealth within the Philippines. Another power is the closure and opening of roads. An LGU may, pursuant to an ordinance, permanently or temporarily close or open any local road, alley, park, or square falling within its jurisdiction. In the case of permanent closure, such ordinance must be approved by at least two-thirds of all its members of the Sanggunian, and when necessary, an adequate substitute for the public facility that is subject to closure is provided. The kinds of road closures. Permanent closure of roads. No permanent closure of any local road, street, alley, park, or square shall be effected unless there exists a compelling reason or sufficient justification. When necessary, an adequate substitute for the public facility that is subject to closure shall be provided, and no Freedom Park shall be closed permanently without provision for its transfer or relocation to a new site. No such way or place shall be permanently closed without making provisions for the maintenance of a public system. And a property permanently withdrawn from public use may be used or conveyed for any purpose for which other real property belonging to the local government unit concerned may be lawfully used or conveyed. An ordinance must be approved by at least two-thirds of all its members of the Sanggunian. Temporary closure of roads during fiestas for a period of not exceeding 9 days, during agricultural or industrial fairs or expositions for a period as may be determined to be necessary and reasonable, when public works projects or activities are being undertaken for a period as may be determined necessary for safety, security, health, or welfare of the public, or when such closure is necessary to facilitate completion of the projects or activities. An LGU may temporarily close and regulate the use of any local street, road, thoroughfare, or public place where shopping malls, Sunday market, flea or night market, or shopping areas may be established, where goods, merchandise, foodstuff, commodities, or articles of commerce may be sold and dispensed to the general public. No national or local road, alley, park, or square shall be temporarily closed for athletic, cultural, or civic activities not officially sponsored, recognized, or approved by the LGU. The local legislation. Who may exercise local legislative power? It is the Sangguniang Panlalawigan for province, Sangguniang Panglungsod for city, Sangguniang Bayan for municipality, and Sangguniang Barangay for the barangay. The settlement of boundary disputes. Boundary dispute occurs when a portion or the whole of the territorial area of the LGU is claimed by two or more LGUs. Procedure for settling boundary disputes. Article 17, Rule 3 of the Rules and Regulations of the Local Government Code outlines the procedures governing boundary disputes, which succinctly includes the filing of the proper petition, and in case of failure to amicably settle, a formal trial will be conducted and a decision will be rendered thereafter. An aggrieved party can appeal to the decision of the Sanggunian to the appropriate RTC. Vacancies and succession of local government officials. When there is a permanent vacancy, which occurs when the elective official fills a higher vacant position, refuses to assume office, fails to qualify, he dies, he is removed from office, he voluntarily resigns, or is otherwise permanently incapacitated from discharging the functions of his office. When the vacant position is for a governor, his successor is the vice governor. For the mayor, vice mayor. Vice governor or vice mayor, the highest ranking Sanggunian member. For governor and vice governor or mayor and vice mayor, for mayor, second highest ranking Sanggunian. Member to become vice governor, vice mayor, subsequent vacancies filled according to their rank. For punong barangay, the highest ranking Sanggunian barangay member. Ranking in the Sanggunian. It is determined on the basis of the proportion of votes obtained by each winning candidate to the total number of registered voters in each district in the immediately preceding local election. Resolution of ties. A tie between or among the highest ranking Sanggunian members shall be dissolved by drawing of lots. Appointment without nomination and certification. Such appointment is null and void ab initio and is a ground for administrative action against the responsible official. Term limits. The length of term, according to Article 10, Section 8 of the Constitution, the term of office of elective officials, except barangay officials, which shall be determined by law, shall be 3 years, and no such official shall serve for more than 3 consecutive terms. Synchronized Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections. The term of office of barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan officials is 3 years. No barangay elective official shall serve for more than 3 consecutive terms in the same position. The term shall be reckoned from the 1994 barangay elections. Voluntary renunciation of office for any length of time shall not be considered as an interruption. A sangguniang kabataan official who during his term of office shall have passed the age of 24 years shall be allowed to serve the remaining portion of the term for which he was elected.